The legalization of marijuana in New York City seems to be closer than ever. The movement lit up again last month when Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that he had asked the NYPD to stop arresting New Yorkers for smoking marijuana in public, an apparent turnaround from his previous position. That move and similar announcements by the Manhattan and Brooklyn district attorneys came days after the publication of a recent New York Times story documenting the enormous racial gap in marijuana enforcement. The Times found that black New Yorkers are 8 times more likely to be arrested on low-level marijuana charges as whites, even though national studies have shown that black and white people use marijuana at roughly the same rate. Recently, Jack Ford talked with Ben Mueller of the New York Times about his report and the developments that the story helped set in motion.
The story started in February when the city council was putting pressure on the police department over this racial gap that's persisted for decades, even as the mayor and the police department have started arresting fewer people. There was a police chief who got up in front of the city council and said there's a simple reason for this racial gap, and it's because there are more people in black and Hispanic neighborhoods calling the city through 911 or 311 to complain about weed. The police department then handed over a bunch of records showing 311 and 911 calls in every precinct and how many arrests there were in every precinct. And we decided to take a second look at those numbers and see if what the police chief said was borne out. And
what'd you find?
It's roughly true that there are more complaints about marijuana in black and Hispanic neighborhoods. And what advocates say is that's not because there are more people smoking weed there. It's because there are fewer other ways of getting help. There's not a landlord who's super responsive. There's not a building super who can help out. But it's not a perfect explanation. And when we looked at 2 neighborhoods that had the same complaint rate, the neighborhood with more arrests was almost always the neighborhood with more black residents. So there was still a racial component to the weed arrests, even once you took into account the number of complaints.
Were you surprised at all at Mayor de Blasio's response to this?
Well, the mayor has been defending the police department for months, even as this battle has been playing out in some other news outlets and with the city council. The mayor essentially said his hands were tied until the state changed the marijuana law. And he said that we've got to respond to complaints. So it was a sort of sudden turnabout. Only in January, the mayor said he was pretty comfortable with making 18,000 weed arrests a year. A year ago, he said he wasn't really aware of the data showing a racial gap in enforcement. So it's a quick turnaround for the mayor. He's also, though, under growing pressure. I think that the district attorneys in Manhattan and Brooklyn are moving quickly to reform their policies. Cynthia Nixon has put the issue on center stage in the governor's race.
And yet there are folks that are out there saying, look, as long as it's still a law on the books, what sort of message are we sending to the general population about other laws of annoyance or inconvenience if the DAs are saying, and I'm a former prosecutor, if the DAs are saying, we're just going to choose not to do this? What have you seen and heard in talking to people about that?
Sure, and I think, the DAs themselves have heard from tenant association leaders in neighborhoods in Brooklyn and Manhattan. There are people who don't like the smell of weed around, and they show up in great numbers to local community council meetings with the police department. They have the ear of the DAs. So I think it's an open question how, moving forward, those cases will be handled.
I suspect you're going to see defense attorneys saying, wait a minute, if you're saying it is a prosecutable offense right here, but if I cross into a different county, it isn't, how is that equal protection under the law? So I think you'll see some significant arguments, I think, popping up with regard to that. Last question for you. Is your sense that the police department is on board with this? That they're saying, okay, it'll make our lives easier? Or is your sense that they might be saying, wait a minute, if we start doing this, we're talking about the slippery slope argument?
Yeah, the police department's been resistant for a lot of years to change on this front. I think police officers themselves don't start their tours hoping to make marijuana arrests. At the same time, I think it's valuable from the police department's perspective to have this, marijuana law on the books and to be able to stop and search and check for open warrants. So I think they would be reluctant to give up that power until the state law changes. That wouldn't change, and they'd still be able to stop and search people, whether they ended up giving people summonses or making arrests. So the police department has historically been reluctant to relinquish any sort of power like this. Though I think under pressure from the mayor, they're going to come back and cut unnecessary arrests.
Well, Ben, it was exceptional reporting by you in the Times and opening up a window on an interesting issue here. And As you said, we're going to have to see how this thing all plays out in the next weeks, months, and perhaps even years. Ben, thanks for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
You be well.